Sometimes we notice a strange feeling inside us when we see someone doing well. When someone receives praise, moves ahead in life, or achieves something impressive, something inside us quietly shifts. A small discomfort appears. We often call that feeling jealousy. Most of the time, we try not to admit it. We tell ourselves it's just a bad emotion or a sign of having a poor character. But there is another way to look at it. In some teachings, jealousy is described not simply as a bad emotion, but as a signal. A signal that something inside us still needs to grow. At first, that idea can feel uncomfortable, but when you think about it carefully, it starts to make sense. When someone's success bothers us deeply, it may not actually be because we dislike that person. Sometimes it's because facing our own current position feels painful. We begin to ask ourselves a quiet question. If they were able to reach that point, what have I been doing with my time? Instead of facing that question, it's easier to protect ourselves. We say they were lucky. We say they had better circumstances. We look for reasons to make their success feel smaller, but the truth might be different. I once heard a story from a company leader. When his team analyzed other companies, employees usually did two things. For successful companies, they listed all the strengths. For struggling companies, they discussed the weaknesses. Then the leader asked them something unexpected. Find 3 strengths in the companies that are not doing well. It was much harder than they expected. Weaknesses are easy to notice, but strengths require effort to see. And that made me think, maybe jealousy works the same way. When we look at someone who succeeded, our instinct is often to search for flaws. We say their success was luck. We say their situation was different. But if someone has produced real results, there is almost certainly something they did right, something we might still have to learn. When jealousy appears, we stand at a quiet crossroads. One path is to criticize others and comfort our wounded pride. The other path is to ask ourselves a different question. Did I put in the same effort? The moment we acknowledge someone else's work, jealousy begins to change. It stops being pure insecurity and starts becoming motivation. We begin to wonder, how much effort did it take for them to reach that place? And strangely, when we think that way, our mind becomes a little clearer. Time reveals the difference. If someone's time reveals the difference, if someone's success shakes us, it may not be a sign of failure. It may simply be a signal that it's time to begin again. Jealousy does not have to destroy us. Sometimes it is just a message, a reminder to stop staring at someone else's life and start building our own. When our abilities grow, when our life becomes stronger, other people's success stops feeling like a threat. Instead, it becomes inspiration. The way to stop jealousy is not by lowering others, it is by raising ourselves, using the next second of our life not for comparison, but for growth. Perhaps that is the only real way to overcome jealousy.